YouTube, what's up? It's Nate. Let's get into it. We got some toner right here, witch hazel. We're just spraying it on the hair and skin just to prep it, get that hair laying in the right direction. It helps tones that skin, to prepare for that lineup. So we're about to get into it after we lay everything down in the right direction. Got our Cordless Andis Master 3-guard on. Going with the grain. Yes, you can go with the grain on straight hair with the Cordless Andis Master. It's just all around, all purpose, so diverse clipper, on the move. You can just do so many things, and I prefer to do it this way. I can do, a scissor on top, but as far as this specific cut, I just found it better to, go with the 3-guard on top to lay them down nice and even. Pop the 2-guard on, and we slowly debulking, starting at the bottom, keeping that guard flat on the head, on the sides, and once you get to the ridge of the head is when the top is meeting the side. You don't want to get too far in that because you're going to mess your fade up. You want to either go straight up or you want to do a flicking motion like I'm doing right there. Either straight up motion or flicking motion. You want to work those two techniques, and those two techniques are gonna help you really blend that ridge area in really nice, and that straight up technique will too. So you just watch how your hair is going through. Watch how your hair is going through your blades. That's what you want to do. You don't want to get lazy. You don't want to start thinking about something else. You don't just be visual about how your clipper is feeding, how the hair is feeding through your blade. I put that 3-guard back on just to do a little bit more detail work. I didn't have to because the Andis Masters is so, diverse. Like I just got been saying, a tilt of that 2-guard turned it into a 3. But I want to go in to make sure, you want to make sure that you really having smooth transitions, and I put that 3-guard on, just to make sure of that, and combing while I'm doing it. So you want to make sure you combing to get all that extra hair out the way. Back with the 2-guard on, and what I mean by a tilt, I'm doing it right now. I'm not pressing on the head, like I'm barely on top of the hair, just finessing, you know what I mean? And that's what you want to use. Like you want to stop thinking about the guards for a minute and actually become a barber and control that clipper, tilt that nose, and just get in between. I call it getting in between guards. That's when you start to have real detailed work. Pop that 1-guard on, and again we starting at the bottom, and it's open. We starting at the bottom, so we right up under that too. Remember that we starting at the bottom, and we're going all the way up, and I'm going straight up. When I get to the smaller guards, I'm going straight up like you see me doing, and I'm hovering. When I get into that 2-zone area, I'm hovering. I got my nose tilted up, and I'm just watching the hair flow through, and I'm watching the blend come through. And I just closed it, starting at the bottom again, and it's gonna be very detailed. And I'm hovering again. I'm understanding when I start at the bottom and I'm coming up, I know when that blade about to get ready and cut some hair, and I'm hovering and I'm tilting my nose up towards where it's out of its zone, just to keep it at a slope, so I won't take so much hair off it, because it's in the area that it's not supposed to be in. And so that's that control, that's that hand-eye coordination and understanding where you at. I believe I just I still got the 1-guard on, but it's open. I could tell by the area of where I'm at, and I got my clippers in a tilt, because you see that's how his hair is growing right there. That's how the fade is coming through. So you have to turn your clippers to whichever way the fade is going, and you can see his head is pushed back because it's assistant to the way I got my clippers sloped. And I told him to hold his head over to the side. I said, we out of pattern, we out of pace. I went back up. I didn't take my guard off to go to no guard. We are doing a shadow fade right here. So I went back up to just relap over my work to make it look nice before I go into no guard lever open. You see how I'm using the ends of my clippers right there. That's another technique. I'm still going straight up, but it's in a slanted slope towards that area. And sometimes I flick out, just being attentive to how my blade is going. No guard, lever open, starting at the bottom again. And so it's a shadow fade. So we're not gonna close it. So we're gonna go ahead and clean it up real nice at the bottom and get it all nice and even. Lever open is the length. So we're gonna go ahead and clean it up real nice and how it's supposed to look. And I'm tilting my blade. You see how I got my tail end kicked out? And so that's like a 1.5 right there. That's like a 1.5. That's like if I had a 1 guard on with the lever open when I tilt my blade up like that. That's how the Andis Masters work. And you see the fade is coming through like right before your eyes. So it's blending real nice. And I'm just looking in my mirror. I got my 0.5 guard on right now. That's the 0.5. 0.5, man, just working that middle area through. That 0.5, man, that's like a super detailed guard. I'm closed it up a little bit. And it's just that middle area. And I'm coming in real, like just intentional, understanding what I'm hitting for. And that's what you gotta do. Looking back in that mirror too as well. And I still got his head tilted over to the side just to assist with how I'm trying to slope my clippers. See, I'm going straight up. And you got to continue to work at stuff. Continue to work at that line. Don't worry about how long you've been in the chair. Just move efficiently and continue to work on details because they're going to appreciate. They're going to know what you're doing. You know what I mean? So just continue to work on it. Go ahead and knocking out that taper at the bottom right there. And it's the lever close. We're just doing the lever close right there, that taper. We're gonna do a oval type shape, and we just gonna follow the notches that's on the side of the Andis Masters and just click it open little by little. I got a good feel of where the notches at. I don't have to look anymore. So, you just wanna, that's how you wanna know your clipper. Go ahead and lining them up. Once you put that line up on, and we focusing on one side. Most people do a whole fade. And then they go in, and do the lineup. But when you detailing and you want to see it right now, you want to get finished with it right now, you can go ahead and line up that side that you're on. And as far as how I'm doing it right here, make sure I know this client. Make sure you understand you hitting the farthest hair down, so you won't get to the front of it like, man, I took his side up too far over here on the C cups. You don't want to do that. So you want to hit the farthest hair. You don't want to. It don't have to look perfect, but you want to put a line on it just so you can go ahead, and bring that fade out and hit the details. And using the lineup blade to furthermore take that ball line out at the bottom. As you can see, we got that line in, and we're gonna go ahead. You see me pointing at it. We're gonna take care of that middle section. And I got a 1 guard on. And understand that line that I'm trying to take out, or the line that you're trying to take out, it's not the line itself, but it's what's above it and what's below it. And mainly what's above it, the bulk above it. You have to take out that bulk. It's funny because, you're trying to shoot directly at that line. Now, go above it, shoot directly on it. Come down to whatever guard, adjust your wrist to whatever way you gotta adjust it, and just continue to work. That's when you start being a barber. Because it's basically problem solving. That's all it is. All a haircut is problem solving, solution solving. And taking that angle to where you understand how to manage this in particular client's head. And it's getting there, as you can see. And we're just gonna continue to work the same methods that we've been working all the way up from the 3 guard to the 2 to the 1 and everything in between. And that's just gonna make your face just super blurry, as you can see right here. And I'm detail work, like I'm in the zone right here. You need to be in the zone. You can't get tired, because guess what? You got the next side to do. So you gotta be in tune with what you're doing and ready to put in that work all the way around that head. And that's what we doing right here. Using my corners, just like we talked about earlier. I'm at a tilt and I'm just flicking. I'm being patient. It's gonna come. It's gonna come, and that's what you gotta do. Don't get frustrated just because you don't see the line or the guideline that you set in instantly being taken out. No, you gotta finesse it, as we're doing right here. I got that 0.5 on, and we just gonna go in. We're doing more detail work. We're doing more detail work, and I'm looking in my mirror. I'm looking at every dark spot, hitting every dark spot, because I'm looking for a very, very, very blurry fade. That's what we're going for. We're going for a blurry fade, and I'm just going over repping. That's what barbering is, repping. If you don't like repping out stuff, if you don't like repetition, doing stuff over and over again, you may not like barbering, because that's what barbering is. If you're not a detailed type person, then you may not, I don't know, but that's what you're gonna have to do in order to get these type of fades. You're gonna have to rep it out. You're gonna have to take that time, being consistent and just being patient and working it through. And I'm still seeing spots, I'm looking at it right now, and it's like, dang, nigga, like, I think that's good, but it's just something in me, like, it can be better. And you don't want to overplay your part. And I've been there before. I've overplayed my part, but I understand, and look, woo-wee, I understand now. I'm not overplaying my part, but I know I got more in the tank. I got more to give that blend. I understand that. And so that's what we're doing right here. And you got to find where you overplaying it. You definitely don't want to underplay it, but if you're going to do anything, overplay it. That thing is blurry. That's it right there. But work your techniques. As you work, days, months, those years gonna add up, and you just gonna see your progress. You can't help but to do that. Hey, I want to say thank you to the ones, man, who hitting that thumbs up button, who commenting, and just listening to me, man, and hopefully putting the same tools and stuff inside your work as well, man. It's an honor for y'all to just be listening. I want to say thank you. And that's Marcus on the beat, just in case you're an artist, or we all are artists. If you want to do something and put a beat behind your stuff, it's Marcus on the beat. Just check in the description. His link will be down there. Look, in this thing we call life, man, we got to take our time. We got to slow down. We have to develop our craft, man, and just put in that time into the things that invest in us, to the things that help us, make a way for our family, make a way for self. You may not have a whole family right now, but what helps you put money in your pocket, what helps you prosper, those are things that we have to look forward to, first. So continue on, never get frustrated, just put in that work. In whatever level that you want, put it out there and just be great. Okay, doing a lineup on this in particular hairstyle is a little different. So you just seen me. I thinned out the front. I thinned it out for a reason, because we're gonna style it here at the end. But the same that applies to a regular, or we say a brown skinned person, what we would do is go for the sidebars, and that's what I'm doing right now. And his on straight hair, the real hairline, and it's not like a real hairline on a brown person. So what I do is I clipped up his hair that hangs over, just to give me a better view of his sidebars. And that's what we're doing right now. We have them pent up, and I'm just going in for the sidebars. And right now it's I'm getting the sidebars perfect, but when I let down that hair in the front, that front line don't have to be perfect, but I am going to face them and look at it and make sure this part is nice and lined up. As you can see, they unpinned now. And it's when I was thinning it out, they have a thing called thinning shears. I don't have thinning shears, but I know how to thin without thinning shears. And the Andis Masters are perfect. I did a 3 over the top, so I took the same 3 guard and I just flicked at the front just to thin it out. And I'm looking at it now. You see his lineup is not perfect, it's not straight across, but I'm making it to where it's darn near that way. And once we style it, you'll see how the the thinning part just, you know, it look at it. It's, yeah, that's nice. But you'll see how the thinning part just kind of makes it look so much better once you style it. And I'm going in right here, I'm making sure my C cups are on point. And the way you just want to face your client, look straight at your client, turn them in the chair, look at them from the side, and just the things that the first thing that you see when you look at somebody, that's how you want to look at your client in the chair. And if anything stands out, you want to go back forward. And just making sure those C cups are just dead on, circle, round. That's a very important thing. And that's, you can see those from head on if they, you know, just the right. You can see if they off or not. Going in with that razor, we want to keep it at a 45-degree angle, stretching the skin, and just making sure that we're watching that blade, man. Don't get careless with it. Always watch your hand with that blade in your hand. You don't want to just be throwing it around. You want to move carefully. And like I said, it's not his real hairline right there, but we're gonna go in just to make sure that the hairline that's around, you know, the forehead. If you clean out a area, clean your canvas, it makes your hairline stand out that much farther. So don't just hit the line, hit that stuff that's around the hairline and to outside of the hairline. We on the neck taper. This is one of my favorite things to do. I always keep the back neck taper to the end just because I like the transition. And again, we ain't using no guards right here. And we set in our guideline with our Cordless Andis Master, and then we set it open, and then we went up and debolt. Then I went back down and cracked it a little bit, and just, you know, move with those levers that's on the side, just using my barber's eye just to make that blend come through. And that's something that you have to, you know, get in tune with, the movement of your wrist, understanding how those things work. And I didn't put my ball guideline in with my liners, but I will go back to clean up the bottom of the neck using my corners to make sure that we just got a very nice transition. Using those corners, just paying attention, cleaning up that neckline more, just being observant to those things. Just, man, and like as you see, I haven't sprayed one enhancement on his head, but that back neck taper is just, you know, it's on point. It looks like it's enhanced, but it's not. So after I did that, I went back in because I seen more. Just continue to detail, continue to look. And I got those Andis Masters at a tilt, opening and closing it, looking in the mirror, hitting those dark spots, continuing to go in for more. And it's looking very nice, man. Hey, this is a lot of game right here. Very detailed. Using all the guards and using those in between guards, which is you as a barber. You know, be a barber. You know, gain that hand-eye coordination, understanding how to hold that clipper, man, and just learn the clipper. Stick with one. This is what I'm talking about. We doing the styling right now, and I just leave that. You see how this is not perfect, just thinned out in the front. Once you add that hair gel in there, you know, it just makes it look good. It's not straight across, but this is what it was prepped for. The thinning, and then somewhat of a line and straight across, just barely tapping, not trying to make it perfect. And we just styling it. He told me that he usually keeps it straight, like laid down, not with the, you know, styling with it, you know, sticking up. So I said, let's do a kind of kind of like messy, all laid down look. But that's it, man. It's Nate, and I'm out.